Hello, welcome to this is the first animation in the third and final year of university. So yeah, let's play the film as we make a start. So the brief for this one was to go for a film that helps promote a certain issue. I wondered if this was like an optional brief, and no, I could be thinking of the wrong thing actually. But yeah, regardless, animation that highlights, an issue that should be highlighted more. And I decided to cover the stressful, how stressful they could be for teachers to teach students, and yeah, because it can be like a bit more serious as you'll see later on with the statistics. Um, so yeah, and in my school days, I remember seeing certain teachers struggle, and so yeah, just trying to remember, how that goes, and then just applying that to the main character who's the teacher, and then um, so yeah, um, and also with the style, because after being impressed with the RSA with the mixture of 2D and 3D, I definitely wanted to carry that over again, but in its own different way. For instance, the color scheme is a lot smaller, as you can see. There's a lot of rotoscoping and interaction with 3D, and not to mention, oh yeah, the best shot in the film. That was it was so good that they were like, do more of it. But it was suggested to me first, but to do like shots with a moving camera because um, if I'm just watching the shot again, because I remember asking someone to help with the shot, to go from the side to the table to the front, and I just remember thinking, how would that work? But I managed to squeeze it in, so the camera turned, and there was also like a pen tool to help the him fit in, properly, so because without the pen tool, layering the segments, this layer would just spin on in front of the table, but thankfully not. But yeah, it just resulted in one of the best things, one of the best shots, and not to mention, I'm always going to say that I think this is probably my best animation. Yeah, because putting the rotoscope in that 3D motion shot alone is one of the greatest feats I definitely achieved as an animator, and there's a whole heap of other highlights as well. Because yeah, as you'll see later on, yeah, because another piece of feedback was, well, you will definitely need to showcase something to highlight the stress of this job, and so this is where I thought of the nightmare sequence, which because yeah, the first version of the film didn't have this. I think I got a first cut of this thing somewhere. But yeah, just after the nightmare sequence, they were like, "Oh, you're definitely the best moment," and then they liked it so much, they were like, "Oh yeah, you can do do it again," and then that's where like a second dream was done. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, just a slightly more positive dream. Um, Anyway, let's analyse the film. I used to get confused between stumble and struggle, but it's definitely stumble. Even right here, it's a pen and pencil scribbled in front of green paper, and with a green screen effect, it's removed the green background and resulted in this quite authentic writing. Once again, the university really liked the texturing. And then, okay, here's a calendar. It's a bit of looping there, not great, but oh well. Cool interaction with rotoscoping and the 3D model there. You can also notice that the puppet tool did stretch the areas around you to just give a bit more motion to the frames. It's not my favourite thing, and it works sometimes. I guess I could have done it a bit more selectively, but oh well. Also, this land, there's just a very close-up horizon. You can see that this is just like the very long car parking space, but yeah, it's not very convincing. I like the car though. The car design's rather neat. Um, oh yeah, I think it was starting to play off the word redemption almost. To help redeem yourself. Yeah, I think that's the idea. School building's simple, but works as it is. And then here's me trying to go for another, because after that really cool 3D shot moving with the character, it was just doing it a couple more times. But in this instance, this is actually a 360 frame, which is then wrapped almost like a VR thing, and the camera goes around as the character walks sideways like this. And yeah, I think it does move forward and back a bit. What did the number plate say as well? Try and have a glimpse of the number plate. I don't think you can see it. Sadly, no. I hope I lost it somewhere. Anyway, so he's making his way. This is his desk, and yeah, the pen tools help drop the desk, and you can see it sit down. And I think the glasses I just drew on. I think the glasses were drew by scratch, and not to mention there's a lot of difference between what the adults look like. This is what the kids look like. And even right here, the kids are a bit more stumpy and dark blue. And because they're also just going to be just a simple outline, but then that's where the improvements was, or maybe you definitely need to add more texture, and so that's where I decided to roughen the edges, add details to fill the gaps, just fill all of that blank center parts. Hence why it's a bit more scratchy, and yeah, it's a glowing effect as well, so they look quite appealing. That's another 3D shot, so just going from the side to the front of the face as the camera turns, and then once again by shot in the film. I always use that in my show reels. The classroom's okay. It's nice straightforward setting, because even the floorboards, if just going back quickly, it's there's a minor extrude tool to make each slab pop out a bit. The ceiling is a bit dark. It could have been like a brighter colour instead, because it just almost looks like a blank room, but never mind. Anyway, also the writing's sketchy again. I think that was digital, unlike the title, although it's looping, but never mind. Even more rotoscoping. I think I just saw a bit of a flash there, never mind. And I think the interaction with these objects aren't great, as you could see there. It's not looping, but a lot of objects are black to make them stand out. And so, alright, here's the first science lesson. The polar bear could have been detailed as well, but I suppose it's just a normal pen drawing. And then one of the kids wearing the pencil. One's decided to put their headphones on, or earmuffs rather, and that one's being like, "Hey, look at this," and so they're all just like distracted and laughing with one another. And then you have the zoom in. I don't think the zoom in was there before. Not to mention the polar bear's got a bit of a gap. Never mind. Anyway, the teacher's had enough, and he sits back down. He pretty much gives up, and you can see that next expression. Then it's turning a new page. And those are loads of books, and him having one helps highlight that. And then that's the last book. Not to mention this shot is like mirrored later on. And then even this shot right here, it just looks like the books are stuck together as they crumble. And they could have been better done individually. At least the point's still there. And not to mention, if this is almost like a bit more of a grounded animation, with animation is about doing something which can't be done in real life, what could we do? And that's why I've had the idea to pile up an immense amount of books only for them to fall. So not to mention the dream sequence is definitely animated in a way which can't be done in real life. Here's the transition was a bit funny there. Anyway, that's the house. Trying my best to get some surrounding land around the house, unlike the school. You can see how the colours fade out in the character as well. Not to mention probably summer's days, either resting or I think he's probably rested at first and then ended up falling asleep. But it just looks like no quilt. Still a nice bed though. Not to mention I think there was a bit of a movement with I like this shot though, the spin around the house. It's a nice stabbing shot. And then, even right here, you can just see a bit of the room falling backwards as he goes to bed, and then it fades into black. The room spins. He wakes up, and you can see how he's like different. As he does not like his normal self. That definitely highlights something not going right. Not to mention, the sound effects was because sometimes when doing certain lessons and messing about, it's like stuff that can then help, your lesson. And so when we were being taught the audio Adobe software, I forgot what it's called, but that's what's just creating a very eerie, creepy sound effect for the stream. Anyway, he wakes up. There's also colour grading, which is also just extremely striking as well. Oh, but I think it's only black every now and again because of the colour grading, getting them out. But anyway, the texture's gone, and then he just looks like a bit more of a scattered highlight now. So where is he? Very abstract room, but it turns out it's on the opposite side of the whiteboard. Kissing, messing about again. And he sees behind him, and a book is going after him, and you can see how the book is layered, so even more intimidating. And so then it's like one of those situations where you just, where a layer is just, well, it's like, you probably would have seen it in films where something just goes, it phases in and out extremely quickly at a point where you like fall through it, and yeah, that's the case here. It's fall through the whiteboard, and then that's where he shrinks. Once again, the layering effect just really helps emphasize that. And then he's even laughed at even more. Even the students, have had that same sketchy outline. The colour grade is emphasising more of the spook. And then the students is going to crush him with a book. So, yeah, that's that. Anyway, and then, yeah, there's a lot of movement there. But, oh yeah, even that transition right there just helps add to the isolation and the darkness. And yeah, he's lost his colour again. Now he's just like in a state of panic, and you kind of see that at times. Well, just with the visual expression. Oh yeah, I think you can see the writing at the back. At the moment, it looks like detail, but it's not the best looking. Yeah, well, yeah, just like normal detail. But then if you have a closer look, yeah, it's just writing that's been written on top of. And I remember spelling the word counselling wrong, but then I think it was sorted. But anyway, so he does see someone, and the low opacity to indicate the window. And I think this is a entirely new building, I think. And so this no attempt at a 3D shot. Also, yeah, he's not blue. Maybe he's black instead to to make that other character stand out. At least that's a button shirt though, that makes him stand out. So from the speech bubble right there, that's where he talks about you need a lot of inner strength to go forward. That's how he can help with himself, and you can see how the arrows and how they think, how they do in the speech bubble is a bit more confident. It's a bit loopy, and I think it had too brief, but oh well. Anyway, so that's where. Oh, okay. So we see that he's been seeing the counselling recently, especially as a month has passed, and yeah, no, she's from the advice, and then he starts getting up, and then that's where he looks back on the dream, and he kind of gives himself another ending. Then he flashes, some more sign of him. That blue snapping in was a tad quick, but anyway, the student's a bit shocked. He grows again with a book on his back, and he removes the book, which is really cool, and then gets up as well. Because, yeah, he just would have just been the teacher to get up on his own to get his own image strength, which is cool, but then just that other dream sequence, just helps add to it, just giving the dream more of a positive ending. And also, just imagine this film without the dream as well. It's just the teacher going to bed and just waking up again in the middle of the night, which, it's fine, it's grounded, but this is animation, you'd have a bit more fun. Here's another 3D shot. Going out the side, puts the glasses back on. They were actually sunglasses. Alright, and on to the following month. Not to mention, without this scene, the whistle had no setup. The teacher just had a whistle. But now, oh yes, and the counsellor is now about to contact the head teacher. Oh, he's different too. That's meant to be a beard, by the way. Yeah, we definitely can see it's head teacher. So that's where he's been. Yeah, now he has an idea. A bit too much loop in there, but oh well. Anyway, has a whistle. Now he's going to put it in an envelope. And the envelope is opened. He has the whistle. And his eyes open. And another science lesson of plants. Cool shot. More messing about. And then the teacher, uses the whistle. And even if it does look like, as long as you have a whistle, yeah, it'll be fine. Which I think if you ever simplify it, then I think that's how you could see it. But it is, just making yourself present enough to gain the attention. And anyway, he uses the whistle. He's got the student's attention, so that's fine. And the first plant he's about to go through is a cactus, a blue one. And yeah, it's getting on fine. Another transition. You can see it smiling despite looking a tad different. And yeah, so as shown in the title, it's just the writing and the pencil and the green background removed. Yeah, real statistics these are. And yeah, like when looking at my animations, some do have more views than others, but I feel like this one should be viewed more. I just because we're both the theming and we've got the animations achieved. I just think it should be shared more because I tried to share because I did a post once, saying, hey, I've done this one, I've done the following one, and also the crossover one, and the crossover one had the most views, and which is cool, but I just feel like this one should be shared a bit more. I think there are like times where the settings are a bit barren. There's a couple of snippets which are a bit brief, couple of techniques used again and again, like the way like the colours were fading out every now and again. That was a tad overused, but never mind. The modelling could have been a bit better, but if they're like the characters are like overly detailed, I think that would have contrasted too much with the detail of the 3D areas. But I suppose it works with what it does, and the 2D characters, they do blend in well enough with the 3D environment. I think the colour is one reason, but just they're being overly detailed and compared to the simpler backgrounds, it just helps the contrast better. But despite that, I just managed to write or create some really nice effective scenes, that were given pretty good feedback. When I did the, more of the dream sequence than the other one, and more techniques, other scenes as well, like how the whistle was set up. This one was definitely improved every time because it would have been a much punchier animation, but thanks to those extra scenes and that, it's definitely strengthened it. Because I think it was short at first to make it more achievable because I think I did have other projects going on. Granted, the second year was far more busier because I was doing the flip flop film, then the RSA. There was a essay as well in between, and then also like during Christmas they were like, we got this VR project which I think is the next commentary actually. That was also done in the the VR thing was the last one of the second year. But anyway, so this one had a lot more space, hence why I was able to do these improvements quite well. And I still really like that shot in the classroom, and that first dream sequence is rather cool looking back. A lot of people really liked it when I first showed it to them. Even the colouring goes a bit in and out at times, because I think it was meant to be a bit more gradual, but I think it was also a bit puzzling considering the other characters. But at least each character stands out, so that's fine, and each object stands out as well. It's a bit weird for the whistle to be purple, but I suppose I was running out of blues. And like I said, just a lot of nice scenes, some very memorable shots, and despite the looping, there's a lot of rotoscoping as well, really adding to the realistic way everyone's moving. So yeah, just another highlight to this. Oh yeah, that's a bit scattery there. Even the calendar shots I'm not the big fan of, but oh well. And the way it ends the statistics, it's not making the thing too. Oh, that's got a grate in there too. Yeah, just like not too dire, nothing too disturbing. Definitely family friendly, as I've always like to be. So yeah, this is yeah. I think I would probably still call it my best film. I think I want to say that I think the Flip Flop film might be better than this, and the RSA one could be better than this. Yeah, like the Dover one also has its highlights, and the Adai is also cool. So, oh gosh, it's really hard to rank them right now. Anyway, we'll stop it there. So thanks for watching it. Hope you enjoyed the film on its own as well. And yeah, I'll see you whenever.